Hello and welcome back to Chellington Valley. It's very early morning here, it's still pretty much dark out, and I am out with the mowers on field 120 because the alfalfa is ready for mowing. Mark, once he wakes up, because he doesn't have a toddler to wake him up at 4:30 in the morning, is going to head over to Farmer Jack's and borrow his truck, because we've leased a big trailer and we're going to do all of our crop deliveries in that one big trailer. There's some quite narrow yards. I'm not sure Mark realises what I've let him in for, but the plan is to just go into those once rather than multiple times with our small trailer. So Mark's going to be dealing with that. Susie is going to take the T8 from me, and she's going to take the Junkari drill out to field 2 and sow that with linseed. Meanwhile, I'm going to use the 8340 to get this alfalfa collected, because we'll be leaving this behind as a windrow. So that's the kind of update of where we're at. I will time-lapse some stuff for you now and catch up with you in a bit. Hello again. As you can see on the back of the tractor, I've got a forage wagon. So the plan is that we're going to pick this up, so rather than baling it like we normally do with our forage crops, our grass and hay and straw, rather than baling it, we're going to pick it up loose, and that's what this loading wagon's for. And I'm going to put it into the silage pit in the farm, and we're going to ferment it into silage. It may become animal feed, but most likely I'm going to sell it. I've gone for this particular forage wagon for a couple of reasons. It's got a reasonable capacity on it without being really expensive. It's also quite low horsepower required to run it, which means I can do it with the 8340 and I don't need the T8. Right, that's us full. Off we go, and I'll see you at the silage pit. Well, some time has passed. As you might have gathered, there was a slight issue when I tried to empty this into the silage pit. It appears that I don't have the correct permit to make silage from alfalfa. As I said when I was sowing it, I've never done alfalfa before, so I wasn't 100% aware of what you can do with it, and I didn't know that I needed a Maize Plus permit in order to ferment it into alfalfa silage. So what I've done instead is I've taken it over because the farmer at Valley View Farm is happy to buy it off me and use it as animal feed for his animals that he's got over there. The issue with that is that I'm making a lot less money than if we'd been fermenting it as silage and selling it at the biogas plant. Unfortunately, we're just going to have to cope with that and suck up the losses, and I think, if I'm honest, we would just about break even on this field with the cost of seeding it and everything. Not the cost of buying it, obviously, but yeah, the cost of seeding it and the work we've put into it. I think the money we make from selling alfalfa loose, we might just break even. Hello, I'm trying to put the whole disappointment about alfalfa behind me. I've come out to field 6 to examine the straw swath that we couldn't collect yesterday because of the rain. There's odd little patches where it was piled quite thick, where it hasn't rotted away, but as you can see, the majority of it is just gone. It's not worth coming out and spending the time trying to collect these little bits for the 3 or 4 bales we might make out of this. So I'm just going to send Susie straight out here. Once she's finished on field 2, she's going to come here to drill. Once Mark gets back with the lorry, taking his time, I don't know if he's had an issue or something like that, I'm going to run some straw pellets over to Valley View. Just running these straw pellets down to Valley View Farm. Susie's out there on field 6 now, putting some canola in. So we'll get these sold and catch up with you in a bit. we've hit that point of year where we're doing quite a lot of crop selling, and that made our bank balance very, very healthy. So Mark was out fertilising field 6, which Susie had just drilled with canola. You will also have seen some footage of Susie with a plough on the back of the tractor, and she was actually ploughing our new field 7. Yeah, the money has dropped down a bit. We have bought field 7, 8 and 9, and we've sold field 120. Once our corn is finished in field 26, we're going to sell that as well. 7, 8 and 9 are some bigger fields, so we're kind of making that, you know, up leveling. We're reinvesting the money back into the farm and using it to buy bigger fields, which we can then turn more profit with, etc, etc. I am just coming down to the delivery depot here. I've got the 8340 and I've got a trailer full of our canola that we recently harvested. So Mark is having some hard times in La Coronea at the moment. He's had really low yields on his harvest, so he has asked to buy this trailer load of canola from us, come in the Rolland rather than doing it in the lorry this morning, because it doesn't tip as high, and obviously we've got this roof over the top of us. But yeah, so we're shipping it out there rather than Mark trying to tow it back with this trailer and the rigid track. While it would have been hilarious, it might have taken him about 3 years to actually get back out there. Catch you in a bit. Well, it turns out we've been incredibly lucky. Field 9 had grass on it, which was, you know, it's ready for its mowing. It's not had its second cut so far this year. So I'm taking advantage of that, and we're going to stick it in the loading wagon and fill up the bunker silo. We have managed to make use of the bunker silo. Susie's currently in the T8 running the mowers. Mark is in field 8. You might have just seen him just as we were up there in some yellow machinery. We don't generally do yellow on this farm unless it's our harvester. That is a leased tractor. It's the Challenger Dog, which I've leased because that field needs subsoiling. It had been ploughed, but it's gone crusty because it had nothing planted in it. So it's, yeah, I needed the T8 running the mowers, and the Challenger is what we've leased along with the subsoiler that is currently being run, in order to subsoil that field out and just break it down and give it a nice surface that we can plant onto easily. I'll put some time-lapse footage in of both of those jobs going on, and I'll catch up with you in a little while. the silage pit for the moment of truth, and it is thankfully unloading. There shouldn't ever be issue with grass in a silage pit, but sometimes you doubt yourself, don't you? Right, I'm going to keep doing lots of runs back and forth, and I will catch up with you when we get to the final run. Hello again. This is the final load coming into the bunker silo. So let's just reverse it. As you can probably tell if you've ever loaded one of these yourself, I have really not done a very neat job. I've just sort of thrown it in, and I'm hoping it's going to be alright to get a tractor up on top here. We've got the T8 just under the shelter over there, so I'll hop into that. I'm hoping it copes. If not, we'll have to go and swap. Maybe get the Challenger, and Mark can run the T8 with the subsoiler. So drop this mower off here. I'm going to this evening, probably off camera, take these mowers back because these are leased, and I'm going to buy our own set so that we have our own set on farm. We'll get this heads up display up so it tells me how much chaff we've got and how much we've compacted it, and I'm stuck already. If you learn anything from watching this, fill your silo neatly when you're filling a bunker silo. That's all I can suggest. Don't just sort of throw it in, because then you try and put your tractor on it and it gets stuck. It's all good fun. Once it starts to level out a bit and the bumps level out, we won't get so stuck. We'll just do some backwards and forwards, and we'll make it. Mark is going to be heading away from us very soon. As I mentioned, he's in the country setting up a new farm. He's going to be focusing on root crops. So yeah, it's very interesting at the moment. He's got himself some land, and he's got a yard. The land is in a bit of a sorry state, so we'll need some work doing to it, and he's just kind of working on picking up machinery. He's trying to kind of pick up some used machinery so that it's a bit better for him cost wise from the startup. Right, I will carry on with this, and I will catch up with you when we are almost done. Well, we're nearly finished, so one more pass I think should do it. There we go. Now there's always going to be a bit that'll squidge out as I come off, and that won't go under the blanket. I'm not worried. I'm going to blanket this silo, and I'm going to call an end to this video. Thank you very much for watching. Yeah, there's the bit that squidged out. Please jump on the like button, share this video with your friends, subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and most importantly of all, have a great day.